Joy, Shannon Sharpe, I make of it that Coach Belichick is once again manipulating the media to his own devices to gain competitive advantage over the Houston Texans who are going to visit his stadium on Sunday.
He's using a mind trick?
He's doing a mind trick here because he is obviously going out of his way to heap absurd praise on an overhyped, overrated player who has never had remotely the impact, done remotely the damage to his team, the Patriots, that Lawrence Taylor did to just about every team that Lawrence Taylor ever played. Now, just for context here again, Lawrence Taylor's teams, and I realize he didn't play quarterback, but he was the most devastating defensive force I ever witnessed. I don't know about you, but that's just me.
Yeah.
And I covered a whole bunch of these. I was at a bunch of these games. Lawrence Taylor went 10-5 in playoff games. And just for the record, the 5 losses included 3 to the 49ers in San Francisco when they had a dynasty, 2 to Joe Montana, 1 to Steve Young, and 1 other loss to the 85 Bears in Chicago in like 0-degree weather. So he was pretty great. And Lawrence Taylor won 2 Super Bowls. Now let's get to J.J. Watt, who's 2-3 in playoff games. And again, he doesn't play quarterback, but he's supposed to be a dominating defender. 2-3 in playoffs, and the 2 wins came against Andy Dalton's Cincinnati Bengals in Houston. In the last 2 games, his defense has given up 41 to the Patriots, and Kansas City beat him 30-0 in Houston. And against the Patriots, so far in his career, he's played 5 games against Bill Belichick's Patriots. And here is his total tackles: 4, 4, 5, 3, 2. He has a grand total of a half a sack in those 5 games. A half a sack in 5 games. That's interesting. And in those 5 games, J.J. Watt's vaunted Houston Texans defense has allowed 42, 41, 34, 27, and 27. That's impact, man. That's Lawrence Taylor. That's devastating. You need 4 guys to block him, and you still can't get him down. And so far in 2 games this year, the mighty J.J. Watt has a grand total of 0 sacks. And he's playing in a defensive line with Jadeveon Clowney over on the other side and Merciless coming from this side, bookend stud pass rushers, and you can't get loose for just 1 sack in the first 2 games? I don't know. So far this year, J.J. Watt's resume includes what was a trending topic on Twitter. He tackled, what was the guy's name? Russell Bodine, the 305-pound center for Andy Dalton's Cincinnati Bengals, who on a Stanford band play to end the game, a desperation lateral play, Andy Dalton was stupid enough to throw his best pass of the night backward to his center, who's looking at everybody like, what am I supposed to do, catch this?
Who was crazy enough to catch it.
Crazy enough to catch it.
Hit the dirt.
Okay, would you?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, well then you wouldn't criticize him for a lack of effort?
Hey, he offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Offensive lineman should be catching passes unless it's near the goal line.
Because he had the basic deer in headlights look like,
right.
Oh my God, I guess I have to catch this. And I couldn't believe he did catch it. He gets an A+ for me for just catching the pass. Has he ever caught a pass in a game? Obviously
Probably not.
And all of a sudden, he is a 305-pound sitting duck for J.J. Watt to body slam him. And we had Lil Wayne on the show last Friday. He said he body slammed him. I don't see a body slam. He just tackled him. He knocked him down, because how can you not knock him down? I believe Shannon Sharpe at age 49 could knock down Russell Bodine if you got a running start and got to hit him in the back.
Maybe Jethro Bodine. I don't know about Russell Bodine.
I know. Jethro's. He's a big boy.
You know about old Jethro Bodine?
Ooh,
Skip, great players make plays when you absolutely need them the most. And in this era, J.J. Watt is a great player. Skip, it's just hard for me because when I look at it, LT played in the era, and you know this, everybody wanted 2 things. You wanted a great defense and you wanted a running game, because people say you can transport that. It could be 105, it could be raining, it could be snowing, it could be freezing. But if you could play defense and you could run the ball, you could win anywhere, any time of the year. Now, can you imagine if LT got to rush the quarterback 45 snaps? LT was dropping in. LT also dropped in
He
coverage,
did.
but they was running the football. Skip, you know, in the NFC East, Washington ran the football. Dallas always tried to run the football. The Eagles ran the football. I think the thing is, people do not realize how great that man was because of the off-field things that have happened to him over the last 2 decades. But I just want to give you a little glimpse into just how great LT was. In his first 10 years, he was 8 times first team All-Pro. Tom Brady, in 18 years, have been All-Pro twice. He went 8 of his first 10. Skip, he was Defensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year in his rookie season. He also is he and Alan Page are only the 2 defensive players that won league MVP. No, I'm not saying he was Defensive Player of the Year, Skip. He was league's MVP.
He was.
He made the left tackle famous. If you played in the NFC, if you could not block 56, you couldn't beat him. That's why the Washington Redskins went and traded for Jim Lachey.
No.
That's why Minnesota went and got Gary Zimmerman. The Rams got Irv Eatman. The San Francisco 49ers got Steve Wallace. If you couldn't block 56, you couldn't beat the Giants. And guess what happened after that? Everybody says, I need me a 56. So now you get the Cornelius Bennetts. Now you get the Derek Thomases, the Von Millers, the Clay Matthews, the Justin Houston, the Khalil Mack. So this is when you know a player is great. Joe Gibbs changed his entire offense. He went and put an H-back in Clint Didier and those guys to help the left tackle block that young man. Now, in this era, J.J. Watt is absolutely great. But to say he's on that level, so we just gonna have him pole vault Reggie White. We're gonna have him pole vault Bruce Smith. I don't think people realize how great these players were, Skip, because now everything is social media, and if a guy makes a great play, you see it on a loop for at least a month. But Skip, I'm not trying to diminish J.J. Watt because what he's done is unbelievable. He has 37 more tackles from losses than the next closest, that's Von Miller. And I think he missed, 12, 13 games last year. So that just lets you know he has 75 tackles, 76 sacks in 85 games. That's unbelievable. But Skip.
He's got a half against Bill Belichick.
I took LT off on tape because at that time, words don't do it. If somebody says, okay, make a case, you get 5 guys. You want Tom Brady, LT, Joe Montana, whomever. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to make a case for one of them. I guarantee you I can make the most compelling case to the most dominant player to ever step on an NFL field is 56 for the New York Football Giants. Now, I know his off-the-field issues. I know he had some issues with substance abuse while he played. But Skip Bayless, let me tell you something. I watched a lot of great defense. I played in the heyday when Reggie was in his absolute apex with the Eagles, and he was special. LT and all these great, Bruce Smith and Time. But that man right there, if there's a Mount Rushmore for players in the NFL, you can't have it if he's not on it.
I can't put him above the top quarterbacks when you go Brady, Montana, whoever. I can't do that, but I can put him above a whole lot of other quarterbacks.
Skip, if you look at what, they don't say, well, I need the next month. Think about what the left tackle became because of him. Think of what the edge rushers became because of him. He wasn't just trying to get you down. He says, I'm going to get you down and I'm going to take the ball from you while I'm at it. That's why you saw the chop. Now everybody gets, what do they do, Skip? Everybody's chopping. Everybody's trying to get the ball out. This dude was on another level, like 6'2.5", 240 pounds, but he was all man.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.